Jerry. You know, left hand is quite hard for you because you're not used to play that many chords, right? And that's why your left hand becomes kind of like very tense. Relax. What I would suggest, why don't you play left hand and notice that these chords they have some notes that are the same. For example, can you find the note that is the same between this chord and this chord?
G.
G. So look, basically what you can do, just move these two fingers. And that's why when you have rest, you don't lift too far your hand. And just remember that you just need to move two fingers and it will be much easier. Now, there is also a common note between these two. It's a C. So you just, I know this is hard, but if you play it lightly, it wouldn't be as hard. So let's try left hand and see that it can be played. No, don't rush, sweetie, don't rush. Play, listen, play, listen, play. You're kind of relax your wrist, lower it down. Play, listen, play, listen, play. We repeat the same chord, right? Again, we move toe. And now this is super easy, just an interval. Toe, toe, toe. Yeah, very good. Now, right hand. We have 5 notes and sometimes 6 notes on one slur. And it means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sometimes just the slurs like this, the all pieces slur.
Yeah, sometimes we have very long phrases, but these are short, and we have 4 short notes. And relax. So what I'd like you to do, remember how Miss Joyce probably taught you how to play 2-note slurs, like between D and then we go to G. 2-note slurs.
Yes.
So let's just
Does it come yes?
Yes. Yeah, you're kind of sticking your finger in. Relax your hand. Feel the key first. Now, take a little breath with your wrist. To, A, do. Now, to. We'll play F sharp and then we'll play the top note. F, like 2-note slur. To, and then G. No, don't go like that. Relax. G, G. So what we are doing, we are missing all the notes in between and play only the lowest and the highest. Yeah? And now the highest and the lowest. Let's try here. To. No, the highest and the lowest. The first and the last. To. Remember, the last note should be lighter. To. Now, first, wait, what's happening with your fingers? Relax. To. Now we'll play the first one, the lowest, and the highest one, C, and then G. Yes. So our goal right now is to fill in the distance between first and last note with very light passing notes. They're not all the same meaning, like ta 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 tom, ta 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 tom. We still want to hear ta-ra-dee-ra-rum, ta-ra-dee-ra-rum, to-ra-dee-ra-dee-ro, to-ra-dee, to-ra-dee-ra-rum, to-ra-dee-ra-rum, to-ra-dee-ra-dee-ro. And then it will be very melodious and smooth and light, not like to 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 to. Right? Not very tense. Oh, this is very tense. whenever you curve or open, stretch, you're adding a lot of tension in your hand, and we really don't need it, because tension, for example, imagine if you squeeze your hand, or for example, do it like that, stretch, and if you hold it like 5, 10, 15 seconds, you'll start feeling pain. That's what tension does to our hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Not tired yet?
But why is it not pain?
Not pain, but tiredness, right? But imagine if you hold it for an hour.
No.
No. See? That's because you're gonna grow and play very hard pieces at some point. You need to learn how to relax your hand. You need to avoid this kind of stretching and tension, okay? Okay. So let's prepare again. The hand is closed. We're not gonna stretch it. Take a little breath and we'll go in. Nice. And think about first note, F sharp. Don't forget F sharp. But I didn't hear in and out. In and out. Now in and. No, I still hear this. Remember? Even if we play a single sound, or we play a scale, or we play a little exercise or study, or a piece, we always need to play expressively and musically, not just working fingers. That's not our goal. Our goal is to make music, right?
Make music, so we find music like this.
No, I don't mean compose music. I mean to create, to perform, so everybody else feels very touched and loving what they hear. For example, if you listen to something like that, you will not like it, right? But if you hear,
I like it.
You will like that. Yes, and we can do everything. Now, it's not that ready to make it fast yet, so I don't want you to try too fast. Do it comfortably, but make music.
Okay.
Much more this time, even though it was a little bit more on the softer side. You can still play it mezzo forte, but what makes the biggest difference is the fact that you don't play all the notes the same. Always remember that there is one main note and then the ending note and passing notes in between. Do you understand?
Yes.
Excellent. Very good. Do you want to play Etude number 5?
Yes.
Now, we have very similar thing. If we take first and last note, we get 2 notes slur. So we don't really want to play like that. Right? We want to play bit better. We don't want to go into details as much here. This is just continue playing it comfortably. The only thing I would like you to notice that while left hand is playing, right hand has rest here. So to rest, and then we play them together. To, can you try? Don't lift left hand here. Connect. Yes. Good job. Good job. So we'll probably work more on this etude. Or you can focus only on this because they are both new for you and it's a lot of work to learn them really well. But it's up to you. But try to remember they are quite similar in the way of feeling the beginning and the end. Beginning and the end. And the same here. Okay?
Okay.
Anyway, please. Very good. I liked it. It sounded gracefully. That's how we need to hear our minuet. That's why we have this picture with you, right?
Right.
But I think because it's a dance, remember that minuet is a dance. You can play it with a little bit more happily. I would say more excitingly and a little bit more with dancing movement like so it doesn't sound like a boring tale. Because
Actually,
this
it's
is
not
it's not a boring
It's
tale.
not party.
It's a dance, right?
Yes.
And people, when they come to dance, they become very excited because the music is playing, the lights are shining, they are all dressed up, right?
Right.
Let's try. Let's show this really graceful, elegant dance minuet. Wait. I think ta-ram, pum, pum. I think this is a more important note. Ta-ram, pum, pum, ta-da-chi-ram, pum, pum. You're kind of pum, pum, pum. It makes it sound very heavy. Ta-ram, pum, pum, ta-da-chi-ram, pum, pum, ta-da-chi-ram, pum, pum. So it's a bow or curtsy. Remember I explained to you what curtsy is.
Yes.
Yes, so bow or curtsy happen right here, and there they'll just stop on their tippy toes. Ta-ram,
What
pum,
do we
pum.
need to? Oh, that's not our typicals.
Like they bow, maybe not tippy toes. They bow down, ta-ram, pum, and then stand up. Ta-ta-ti-ram, pum, pum. So we don't want to make this note too heavy. It's not like another bow or another curtsy.
Okay.
Good. Ta-ti-ram, ta-ti. Oh, that was another bow. Ta-ta-ti, ta-ta-ti. Uh-huh. Ta-ta-ti, ta-ta. started sounding like chopping board. Ta 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 ta. Right?
Right.
Can still be very elegant. Too much. It was the word bow, but today we decided to see that these are not bow. I wrote it because you didn't hold it enough, but now you are, so I just erased the word bow because I want you to remember that bow happens on the first beat. Like bow now and wait and bow.
Bows.
She is doing curtsy. Ladies do curtsies and gentlemen do bows. Comfortable? C sharp. No, sweetie, it's E. C sharp. Look at second finger will be much better here. And here too. Yeah, I think second finger will be much better. You know, it's getting better. It's a harder piece, Jerry, and it will probably take us a little bit longer time than like Sonatina. It's also longer piece and harder, right? So don't expect it to be done like in 1 week or 2 weeks. We are gonna keep it for competition maybe, right? So you're doing very well, but you are a little bit rushing and sometimes you forget the notes. So I suggest when you practice it at home, we're not gonna go into details here, but when you practice it at home, I suggest doing it hand separately still, especially left hand. So you remember the notes, you remember the fingers, and also remember that all the notes shouldn't sound like because we call them chopped, right? We want them to sound smooth, like on violin, right? And it will be much easier to do if you play one hand at a time. If you try 2 hands at once, it's much harder. So I want you to focus. And in fact, left hand also has the melodies that we need to be aware and listen to. It's not as how to say, as developed as the right hand melody, not as catchy. Like right hand, when we hear it, you even when you play, you're singing your right hand melody because it's catchy and you can hear it better, right? But I'd like you to try to sing your left hand melody when you play. will be much harder because you don't hear left hand as good as right hand. That's why it's very important to practice left hand separately.
I'll try here just to sing left hand.
It's hard, right? Yes, so you can play D, B, G, A, C, D, B, G, A, D. What was the only left hand? B, G, A. No, first low A. Let's try to sing this.
F sharp, D, F sharp,
G, E, C sharp, C sharp, what do you think the number? And then the same melodies in the beginning. D, B, G, A, C sharp, D, B, G, A, first low A, Next time we'll do a lot of other interesting things with you with these two melodies, but you really need to remember that this piece doesn't have only one melody, it has two. For example, let's say Etude that we played with you had only one melody in the right hand, and left hand was an accompaniment. Or let's say in Sonatina, here's only one melody, right? But
yes, it's still left hand melodies.
left hand mostly in those pieces that we played before, they were mostly accompaniment. But in this piece, left hand is a melody. It's a separate and very important melody too.